Hey folks, so today we're philosophical Wednesday, and I already a couple of times talk about the full stack developers, and if full stack developers really exist. We always also talk about this war between the deep or narrow specialist versus the generalist, and I also mentioned the barefoot experts and all those things. And it's a big discussion, yeah. And I really, uh, I'm sure that this year will be the year of the new kind of full stack engineers, new kind of full stack developers. Because full stack for me, it's not anymore about the backend and versus front end, or the guy who doesn't know backend and front end also, and all of the jokes. I see that we have this emerging field of LLM full stack engineers. And it doesn't mean that people use the artificial intelligence and LLMs of writing the code. It's the separate topic of video. I use a lot of AI tools to write the code. I use a lot of AI tools to debate about the code. Right now, my debugging duck finally able to talk to me and give me the feedback. So, and it's extremely powerful. But for me, there's LLM full stack developers. It's people that know prompt engineering, know how to integrate the LLM to the application, and they able to build the LLM driven or AI driven apps. And we will have a lot of people that shifting a bit to the data and machine learning space, but in a quite specific way, because you know, machine learning, I'm not a machine learning engineer. I'm still learning. I keen to go deeper, understand the classical machine learning from ground ups, learn the necessary mathematics and all of the things, but it's taking insane of amount of time. But what I observing that, for example, you have the task of classical machine learning with the classification, right? And you could train the model and or use the classifiers and all those things. But you also could go to the LLM and prompt a bit and get the classifier just on top of the LLM, and LLM are capable to do it. And I see that LLMs eat a lot of classical machine learning tasks, but it still struggle. It still struggle with the hallucination. It still struggle with accuracy. And what we do, we try to eliminate this component. And if your classifier it's 85% precise, are you okay to live with it or not? Or what you could do to improve this percent? And what I see that we will get more and more people on the protein and LLM side that may be aware about some machine learning techniques, but using the LLM fast. And it's bring the topic of not machine learning engineers, but more AI focused engineers. And I am really sure that we will have the hybrids of these AI focused engineers that know how to build the artificial intelligence driven applications with the artificial intelligence for sure. And they just will have the set component in a toolbox. Yeah, right now we have the backend, we have the front end, and probably we have the lab. I haven't said that it will be on every application for sure. If we do the e-commerce, maybe we don't need it, but I more and more see that the classical businesses wants to integrate the machine learning, wants to integrate the artificial intelligence. Quite often they do not understand what it should do and believe that it's magic that will replace all the workers, and they just wants to have the artificial intelligence because it's trendy, because everybody is talking about it. It's a separate discussion. But I really believe that we will get something like full stack LLM developer. And I even thinking to change the title, to be honest, to more this semantical intelligence architect. That because I more work with the knowledge representation, knowledge graphs, and data right now. Then I work with the trust and self-sovereign identity, but it's hard to keep everything in one title. And I guess that this year will be the year of rise of this LLM-driven full stack developers. And I also see the shift in a full stack space for products that combine somehow the requirement engineering, the design and the general management in one pillar. And we have more this, and together with the technical expertise. I know it's much for one person, but if you want to build a technology heavy product, you need to be aware about multiple things. And maybe we will have more of this AI-driven product management folks that maybe they will even able without the engineers, just with the pure LLM and artificial intelligence tools, to build clickable prototypes that maybe not solve everything, but at least give the feeling of the idea. So it's completely different tool set right now available to the product people that you don't need maybe the full scale engineering team to make something that you could show to the people. And it's also the big potential. Actually, I will share a couple of links about this product engineers, full stack product engineers that are LLM and AI driven. And, I really believe that over the time, in a next decade, if we will not all replaced by artificial intelligence, then we will heavily change the ratio in the teams between the pure engineers that only wrote the code and the products that actually work more on the requirements. Because, you know, more and more the tools really generate the code. So right now we finally have the tool that able to do the code generation for us. And our main right now work is not to write the code, but to validate what we get, integrate from the tools, and came up with the good idea and the good prompt. But on the product side, we will have more and more these requirements to prompt processes where the people try to formulate the idea. After that, they try to formulate the prompts and maybe build something, and it will change dramatically the ratio between the engineers and products. Right now, we have a single product for the, I don't know, 10, 12 developers, but maybe we will have the product for 3 developers, and we'll have more products, and we'll have more people that instead of fighting with the compiler, will fight with the LLM. Yeah, so I really believe that if you will move to this, and it's at the same time, it's really will simplify another domain that early stage startups that really struggle to get the engineering team on board. Maybe we'll have the better possibilities just to hire the fewer amount of people that could do this early stage job. It should not be shiny. No, it should not be perfect, but it should be shiny and show something to investors. And right now, it will be easier to start and bootstrap something new and just give it a try. For sure, it will lower the entrance for everyone. But I really believe that we will see more and more founders that instead of hiring the full scale engineering team, they will try to hire some expensive models and the person that will drive more product to prompts and not just code. For sure, I really believe that on the early stages we still need to have a lot of developers because it's not so easy right now. to get from the even the quite advanced tools like Cursor. It's not so easy to get what you really want from artificial intelligence. And we don't know. Maybe in some point the LLMs will optimize the code generation for the LLMs, or maybe the LLMs will optimize the code generation for the execution environment. Yeah, not for people. Maybe they will say that the human readability doesn't really matter anymore, and will do something that are more optimized for the execution. It's also possible, and it happens a couple of times in our life already, because we're not optimizing the assembler by hands anymore, but what we generate at the end as a bytecode is the work of the compiler. So maybe world will change completely, but I'm totally sure that we will drift from the full stack developers to LLM full stack developers. That we will drift more IE driven and more full stackish products. And we will see more and more founders that start just with the idea, and maybe a couple of people or one person that actually do the artificial intelligence magic and the engineering integration, and that's it. And maybe even these people will be these founders. I don't know, but I'm pretty much sure that the world will be changed, and we need to be ready for this change. We need to be on the wave of this change, and do not fight with the tools. Machine learning already heavily impacted and transformed with the LLMs. We could not ignore this fact. We could not do the, the old ways, and ignoring them, the new things, because we just don't like it, because it's just to deprecate the half of our knowledge that we have in our brain that we obtain it so hard, you know. And I understand everybody who have this feeling, because I also have this feeling. But I'm pretty much sure that we could not stop the progress. We just could adopt and move forward. And we will have more LLM engineers and all these cool new workspaces in the future. So stay connected and take care about yourself. Choose.